All right, guys, we're back with another one. We're going straight to the thumbnail. I got my brother, big brother Jay Brinkley in the building with me. Thank you for joining us tonight, Jay.
Yeah, my pleasure, bro.
Yeah. Okay, straight to the thumbnail, the disconnect. And I'm speaking between, not trying to put any thing between the youth and the older generations, you know, the OGs, but there is a clear disconnect. I feel like they live in a completely different world. I feel like social media in real time won't allow them to be able to get into fights like we could, you know, without being recorded and it lasting forever. You know, it took 4 or 5 fights to get the butterflies out of you. They don't have that luxury anymore. What do you think about it?
What do I think about?
Just the disconnect, period. You know, the whole different world that they live in versus the world that we had the luxury of living in. You know, me and you could get into a tussle in the 90s and the better man won. It wasn't on film. We'll talk about it for, you know, for time to come. It ain't on film. Nobody don't have to, you know, be embarrassed this way. My parents, my kids don't have to see this. These kids live in a completely different world.
Well, first of all, like, that's something that they can't help. They didn't do that. They didn't decide which time they was born in or nothing like that. You know what I mean? So we can't look at them and, you know, fault them for how the world is that they live in. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, only thing I tell my son is to make better decisions. Try to be a leader more than a follower. Understand I said more than a follower because, you know, you got to be a good follower in order to be a good leader. So try to lead more than you follow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Try to follow what's right. But far as the fight and stuff like that, you know, they still fight. You know, they still fight. Just, you know,
but with the social media presence now.
With social media, they can't, you know what I mean? It's just something that they got to deal with.
You know, I used to could get beat up in peace, Jay.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a
question. Do you feel what I'm saying?
Okay, what do you think they can do about it?
Oh, nothing.
You see, so.
Yeah, nothing.
But to answer your question, as far as like the disconnect between us and them is basically like, man, the macho thing. You know how we was raised. It's us. We can't fault them. It's us because we didn't get the proper affection from our dads and our uncles. Those hugs and those. No. We was brought up. If you cried, you was a punk.
Wasn't no hugs.
Nah. You see what I'm saying?
No kisses.
So when we had, most of us, not all of us, but most of us, when we had our sons, it was hard to bond with them because we never had a man bond with us properly. So that's the disconnect. The disconnect is bonding. Like, even my son now, I walk up and hug him, he look at me funny. You see what I'm saying? But you know, that's just the way it is right now.
So how do we build with them? With specifically the
we grab them and hug them. We grab them and hug them.
Yeah.
Dad, I don't care. Come here, boy. Grab them and hug them.
And so everything gonna start at home.
Start right at home.
So we can't help anything outside our home. Well, I mean that's pretty much biblical.
Well, it's like one of my favorite sayings is you lead by example. And maybe if the next man see how I treat mines and how mines react to me and how it's okay, then maybe he'll do that.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll try that with his son. You see, so I think you lead by example. I'm not gonna tell you know, nothing that I won't do myself or I won't try to do myself. But I just say, man, grab him and hug him, man. Like, look at him. Like, you see how people quick to the youth doing this, give them more compliments too, because a lot of them do a lot of good too. You see what I'm saying? A lot of them do a lot of good. Don't let your
constructive criticism. That's all they hear.
Don't let that outweigh the good shit you say about them.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, it's crazy because the way society set up, so social media, music is like it profits more off of our disconnect. You see what I'm saying? Our divisiveness.
Yeah.
So you ain't gonna never read nothing too tough. Every once in a while, but not too tough, positive about a young male versus an older male, because they profit more from. You heard the old saying, like, united we stand, divided we fall.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of things that's put in place right here to separate us from our kids.
Definitely. Yeah, the setup
There's
is
a lot
there.
of things that's set in place to separate us from our women. Just a lot of things, man, because people profit more off of us being apart, bro. That's just the way it is.
So I want to go a little bit more in depth about the males, and not just the ones in our homes, because the ones outside our homes have an effect on the ones inside of our homes.
More.
Yes, but a lot of influence starts to happen around the age of 14, 15, 16, 17. These ages, it's just a fact, and their influence comes from their peers. So with the males being more softer, more sensitive and emotional, is it a reason that they are? This way, what is the reason that they are more sensitive, emotional, and softer? Quite frankly.
Okay, look, it's crazy because your last question, how we was talking about the disconnecting, you just called them soft. See, once they hear that, oh no, you see what I'm saying? So we gotta watch how we talk to them. You see what I'm saying? We gotta watch how we talk to them. But the reason why, it's probably more men nowadays, or young men that's more like their mom. It's because that's who raised them. We wasn't there.
Correct.
Most of us, not all, but most of us, the youth that I'm talking to, we wasn't there. So who raised them?
Right.
They mama. That's they
And
mama's boys.
The
That's
stats on there.
He was there. Dad to come, leave for 3, 4, come back. We wasn't there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
He wasn't there.
we wasn't there.
And the most pivotal time is when the child's brain is most flexible, which is 0 to 6.
We wasn't there.
Yeah.
You know, and then the ones of us who was out there, we run around chasing money, clubs, drugs. You know, me running around chasing shit.
That's a fact.
So we wasn't there. So to sit back and now, 20 years later, and say, yo, these niggas they feminine. Okay, you did that though. You did it. You helped do that.
Is it a antidote? Is it a reverse?
Reverse it for what?
They do still need to grow into men. They do still need to be fathers for their children. They do still need to stand for something, have some, some manly attributes about themselves. And being is sensitive and emotional, you know what I mean? That's tough.
There's nothing really wrong with being sensitive and emotional, but
Right.
you can be too sensitive, too emotional. But it's nothing wrong with being sensitive and emotional.
I agree.
Because to me, when you stop being sensitive and emotional, you sort of stop being human. Because we're here. When you was born crying.
That's good.
You was born crying.
Yeah.
So
Sensitive and emotional.
that's how you was born. So I don't have a problem with them being sensitive and emotional. I have a problem with people acting on emotions. Not being emotional, but acting on emotions.
They can get you 20 years real quick.
They can get you dead. You can deal with the 20, all that, go to jail, come out. You can't deal with dead, though. You know what I mean?
Can't deal with dead.
So, there's nothing wrong with being emotional.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being sensitive. But just don't act on it. Be more rational when you go to do something, you know.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna move on. And of course we can't speak for ladies, but we can speak on it a little bit, what we know from our experience. And we're speaking on the young ladies because we're talking about the youth.
Right.
And so they seem bolder. One example is she won a Cash App on first inbox. They're over sexualized personalities. Their personalities are over sexualized, and their attitudes. You remember when a month ago when the lady came out and said he can't take me to Applebee's and all these spots that you can't take her.
Yeah, I seen that.
And I don't know if she was regular or not, but she was regular to me. You know, no shade to the young lady.
Right.
But what do you think about that?
You get what you asked for. That's what we asked for.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I done heard a female say, oh, them hoes, whatever. But that's what y'all like. Because like the so-called, quote unquote, the good women, they think that's what we like. Because we show them more attention. Perfect example, a woman can post a picture in the graduation, her graduation outfit, and get 100 likes. This woman can post a picture naked, 1,000 million. You see what I'm saying? It's like that's what we showing. Women gonna do at the end of the day. I don't care what they say. They gonna do what they think we want them to do, bruh.
So
they gonna do what we think. You know what I mean? Actually, right now, them type of women, they winning to society. You see what I'm saying? So why stop?
Okay,
they are.
Let me ask you this, Jay. What about the do guys, since we saying this, they're gonna do what we want. Hold on,
let me finish answering the question.
Hold on, okay. So do guys want to take the BBL girl home to mom? Or do they just want to smash her and enjoy her for a while? You know what I'm saying? Because that's probably really not what they want. I mean, I want to know how you feel about that. Because we talking about the youth, and that's all they see. You know, all their favorite actresses and or rappers, they got the BBL joint. You know, but not knowing the negatives of the BBL. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing how you gonna feel in that bed, itching and hurting, and you know what I'm saying, complications.
That shouldn't have nothing to do with her. That shouldn't have nothing to do with you taking her home to your mama if she's still a good girl, though. See, the thing as black men, what we always hated people to do to us, stereotype us.
Yeah.
So I don't look at a girl and stereotype. She might be tatted up, BBL. I don't care. That's a stereotype for me to look at her and say, yo, she a hoe. Just like I don't want that white man or whoever else to look at me because I got dreads and gold teeth and say, yo, he a thug.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if that was the case, I would have been out of here. You know what I mean? Because I always got stereotypes, so I don't stereotype them. You know, so.
But I'm talking about the reason behind them going to get it.
Why they do it?
You said
they do it because it was a time now where people, that's what men like. They like that. You may not like this, man, but niggas like that.
That's a fact.
They do. You think niggas wouldn't do it? They talk all that shit. Yo, I'm doing it for me. At the end of the day, niggas like that.
You doing that because men like that.
Like
yeah. That's the truth. Yeah.
They really do. And they look, I like them. I'm just being real. I like them.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? But I understand your question kind of. Okay. As long as you a woman of substance, bro. As long as you a woman of substance, bro.
Yeah.
You can do your body however you want to do your body. That's your body. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Be a woman of substance, though. Has some type of principle about yourself. Has some type of morals about yourself. You know what I mean? It's just, that what niggas respect. You know what I mean?
That's what they want to take home tomorrow.
Yeah, but you know, bro, if, I don't know, I'm not here to, I done been through so much till I can't say, yo, I can't take her on the mom because You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
we're not judging. I'm not trying to
why
judge
when
nobody.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Why when you take a girl to BBL home to mom?
That's
First of all, how would
question.
mom know that she even got a BBL?
Yeah, correct.
So why when you take her home to mom?
Yeah, okay. I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at you.
Like
I ain't mad at that, Jay. I ain't mad at that.
But I understand. Like I understand this too.
See, I'm talking about psyche.
No, let me break this down. I understand this too. That it is people right now getting paid a lot of money. I ain't gonna say the destruction. Because, okay, like the same thing happened to me. I'm gonna relate it to me in my youth. The music, when I listen, like say I listen to Jeezy, T.I.,
Yeah.
it put me somewhere. You see what I'm saying? It put me somewhere. And just nowadays, right now, the women are winning in the music game. And when them females listen to it, it put them somewhere.
Yeah.
So therefore, like when I listen to Scarface, we rapping about killing it. That don't mean I'm killing. So when them girls rapping when they rapping that sexy red, that don't mean they're fucking. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't really look at that. You know what I mean? I want to meet you. I deal with people individually, cause you never know. You never know until you meet them. Like Sexy Red could be doing that strictly for money. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? You know what I mean? So I don't really. A lot of that is just smoke and mirrors, bro. A lot of that internet, a lot of that shit, it's just smoke and mirrors.
I know, but that's coming from a strong mind, a matured mind, and we're talking about the youth.
Listen,
so we're not talking
learn.
about. Okay.
Like we can't tell them how to deal with something that we don't know how to deal with.
Correct.
Like you just said, we ain't had the internet.
Nah.
So how we know how to deal with the internet? We trying to teach them how to deal with some shit we don't even know how to deal with.
It's a great point. That's a great point.
For real,
Yeah,
this shit bigger than us.
Yeah.
So we just gotta stay prayed up, cause that's what gonna work universally. That would work in slavery. That would work in prohibition. That would work in Jim Crow.
That's a fact.
Crack era.
Yeah, prayer.
That's the one universal thing that always can roll it out. You got to pray.
Prayer changes.
They pray up.
Yeah.
I can't think of nothing else that happened through all that time that was consistently besides just prayer. Pray. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, like I said, man, this shit is too strong. It's too powerful to try to face it alone. This world, these things that's going on, this evilness that's out here, you can't face it alone, bro. Like I told my partner the other day, man, like, okay, you ain't gotta believe in Jesus, man. Believe in a higher power, believe in something. You're gonna need something greater than yourself, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Latch on to it.
That's a disconnect too.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. Because this what it is. Once you
I
start,
definitely disagree.
No, okay, let me tell you. You can always respectfully disagree, but let me tell you my point. Reason why it got to start somewhere, bro.
What I was saying is it's a disconnect between the spiritual world and the fleshly world right now. We not, because I don't want to say it's religious, because who cares about religion?
I disagree, because these kids these days know more about. They got access to things that I didn't learn later on in prison, reading books, and bro, they got access. So don't get it. They know. And right now, I promise you, like, they know way more than the average about religion, God, and everything than the average youth did when I was growing up. Through that,
and it tends to push them away, actually, from the love of God as well. You know, there's only one God, one faith, one baptism, and His name is Jesus Christ.
What youth are you talking about? Where?
Across the nation is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that we're in the great falling away, but my God, what are we in here then? You know what I mean? The killers killing up north, the killers killing down here, the drugs killing down here. Nobody's using any.
I get what the Bible says. The Bible said all that was gonna happen.
Right. Yeah.
Who am I to try to stop that?
To steer it.
Who am I to try to steer it?
Yeah.
So only thing I can do is tell a person, young, old, whoever, man, stay prayed up. Take care of your family. Take care of your people. If you do that, you could be a basketball player, soccer player, drug dealer, schoolboy. Take care of your people. Stay prayed up. Follow, you know what I mean? Do what's right. You know, I don't care. You could be doing whatever you're doing. Take care of your people. Do right by people.
I agree with you.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then everything else will fall in place. Man, take one time where you wanted to go left and do something left and just take that one time and just think about the words coming out of me and your mouth. Hey, think about my words before you do that. Just think about my words and just, you know, don't do it. Just make better decisions. Don't be one of them 45-year-old men, you know what I mean, looking back and, you know, wishing.
With regret.
Because one thing you're never going to do is go back in time.
You ain't getting that time.
You're not getting it back. So don't regret it. And definitely don't be one of the ones somewhere in the grave somewhere. Or somewhere rotting in somebody's prison.
Now, earlier, off camera, you said, and you just touched on it a little bit, I want to go back to it. Off camera, you said, what youth are you talking about, Strong?
Yeah.
You said, are you talking about the kids up in Chicago? Because they can't relate to the kids in Huntsville.
That's why I don't
so
speak to
go
the
back
youth.
to this.
I don't never say like, yo, I'm talking to the youth. Or because...
You don't put them all in one group.
I don't group them all up because it's people are different. Like from here, you can be in Alabama, and the youth are completely different than in Chicago.
Correct.
In Chicago, the youth are different than in New York. So you gotta just be more relatable. You can't just because when you can't just speak it in general.
That's too broad.
It's too broad.
Yeah.
You gotta be more specific. Or when people say change the youth, okay, how you want me to change?
So, but what about the kids up north, or in Chicago specifically, that are, you know, gang banging and...
The problem is, bro, with that is, okay, it's, for example, it's I think last time I checked, it was 13 million people in Chicago, right? Now, look, now feel me right here, bro. I know Chicago is the third or fourth largest big city in the United States. Okay, even though it's bad, but it's probably 1 million black youths in Chicago, right? But guess what you're gonna hear about all year long? The 200 that got killed, the 200 that did this. It's probably 200 out of 1 million. We need to hear more about those other 900 and 900, you know what I mean, 90,000 that's doing good, bro.
It's 2.7 million people in Chicago. It's the second largest city is behind LA.
But you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's like, bro, even though it's bad, it's still a small percentage of black people that's in Chicago, bro. Just think you just said it was 7 million people up there.
It's 2.7.
2.7
million.
So how much is 200 out of 2.7?
Yeah, that's very, very, very small.
Even though but what I'm saying is like...
But we only make up 13% of the entire nation, so if 200 of us get killed, that's out of only 13%, that's a lot. We only make up 13% of the entire nation. You see what I'm saying? So the numbers do add up like
I never believed in those numbers.
Me neither, I ain't gonna lie. I always thought we been going up. We've been past 13%.
Never let people tell you we're a minority.
They've been holding 13% for like...
ever let nobody tell you we're a minority, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, ain't no way. Since the 60s, man, we've been quadruple having more, triple babies more than them.
And they just reversed Roe versus Wade, the women's rights.
Way we're a minority. Yeah. But anyway, that's a whole nother subject.
Anyway, yeah.
And I'm not even saying that something, no, it's still bad. But what I'm saying is, you gotta be aware of what they put in your face and what they want you to see. Not just us for real, cause we know, but what they letting the youth see. Cause they gonna show you Chicago is violent, Chicago, But man, listen, Chicago this big, that's probably one little small percentage. The rest of Chicago, man, you got black people that's living wonderful in Chicago, suburbs, living good, schools, but they always gonna focus on, You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They gonna show you the worst of the worst in
Yeah.
Chicago. When they show you, they're not gonna show you them 100,000 that graduated, but they gonna show you them 30 that's over there acting crazy.
Crazy.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But me myself, man, understand it. Like that's why I was telling Prada the other day too. Like, man, that's why I pray so hard now, man. I pray for a lot of understanding. I pray for understanding. That's the most valuable thing to me right now is understanding. See, I understand why certain things get done now, bro. And so that's how I move different.
Yeah.
I don't let nobody influence me, influence my thoughts. You ever heard of social engineering?
Yeah.
It's a lot of that being.
That's pretty heavy too.
It's a lot of that in place right now.
Yeah.
To where they basically what that is they put so much stuff in front of you where you start thinking like that.
The subconscious grab it. The subconscious don't care if it's right or wrong. It's gonna put it out.
Right.
Yeah. And that's unbeknownst to you.
Right.
Because the conscious and the subconscious, two different things. They trying to hit your subconscious with the films, with the video, the daily gear. The reason you got your hair the way you got your hair is because subconscious. Yeah. So I ain't playing. Man. The skinny jeans, man. I remember when they came in. Don't you remember? It was like, what's going on? And next thing I know, I bought me a pair. I got a pair.
Yo, they made us pull our pants up. And goddamn, you know.
Yeah, they done wired it out.
But that's why I said I don't really be tripping because we was the niggas running around with our pants sagging. We was the niggas listening to
and that was social engineering too.
NWA.